Like the light, so you'll have to be in it.
Okay.
So hi and welcome back. We are going for Bambi's first proper dressage lesson in some boards, in hope that we can get her to a dressage competition next week. This is Emily, my lovely friend. She's going to come and help me and hopefully come with me next week and be a groom, so that I'm not a loner and Bambi feels a bit more confident with the two of us. No one wants to take a baby out on their own. So yeah, this will probably be a short and sweet one, but we'll take you with us. Here we go. Hello. Oh dear. I just said to them, if it'll school here, it only can work if you can't come to the one. I want to do the intro. I've got the test in the phone. Oh no, I can't. She's so shocking. No, it's So to begin with, we just decided to keep her on a circle just to try and relax her. She came into the arena absolutely mind blown that there was obviously a big massive dressage set up going there with mirrors. We do have mirrors at home, but she was just mind blown. There's a lot going on at this yard. So we decided to just keep her on a circle, get her moving in the trot because she was just backwards in the walk. So we got going in the trot, got her to relax, and then started to work in the canter. You'll see as we get further onto the video how green she actually still is. She only actually came back from the breakers in March, and when she came back in March, she didn't understand anything to do with leg aid, anything how to go forward. When I look back at the videos that I was sent from the breakers, they were still had someone in the middle with a whip to get her to move forward. So from March to now August, I think she's come such a long way, which I'm really proud of her. You'll see that at some points we do still struggle to pick the canter up. She can go a little bit backwards and she can bounce on the spot. So today was all just more about work and getting her relaxed, getting her forward, getting her to work in a more consistent contact, because although she can work beautifully, it's not consistent. So I felt like by the end, she was so much more relaxed. She was working lovely. She was consistent. You'll see towards the end how much of a different horse she is. So like there, the transition was so uphill that without any more leg, she would have just come straight back to a standstill. She wouldn't have even gone back to a trot. She can be quite cheeky like that, and she's quite opinionated. So if it's not her way and she's being told what's going on, she doesn't want to know. But I was really happy with how she came out to a new arena, and just in the end was working lovely. It's taking the right moment with her. So you'll see here, she took the canter transition well, but because it wasn't what she wanted to do, came back to an unbalanced trot. When you re-asked, she's picked up the wrong leg, because her way of avoiding the canter transition is to just unbalance us both, rush off, so that even when you do bring her back to a trot, you then can't re-ask her straight away, because you've got so much work to do to rebalance her, that she knows that you can't be quick fire with the next transition. She's quite crafty like that. by this point of the lesson, she was starting to really work consistently in the trot, which I was really, really pleased about. The canter transitions were coming a lot smoother, and she was just a more relaxed horse, which was a lovely, lovely feel. It's been a long journey with her in the last 6 months that I didn't think we'd ever be at this point of trying to prep for a competition. And I know it's only an unaffiliated competition, but she was such a challenge and she was so argumentative that at one point it was actually a state of, is she suitable for what I want? She felt a bit dangerous, and obviously with having Harper, I just couldn't risk, getting hurt again after the whole air ambulance situation from the hack. So I'm so pleased that she's finally coming to, and she's starting to be that lovely little horse that I've dreamt of from the day I bought it as a 6-month-old. So you can see here, the canter transition was so much smoother, so much happier. She was willing to take the transition and she was willing to go forward, which was lovely. The contact in the canter isn't quite there, it's not quite consistent, but that's something to work on another day, providing that she gives me the canter transition. That's fine. We're not napping, we're not coming back to a standstill. So I was really, really pleased with, by the end of the lesson, how she was working.
Keep pushing into the outside range. Return. Lovely now in the neck, inside leg. Good, round again, and then when you're ready, change the rein, keep it connected, and when you get up on your left rein, straight, and then to your right bend, okay? Good. I'll hold down the right rein now, make her listen. And just remind her about right bend. Steady, now half hold down the left rein, and slow the trot to touch. That's it. Yes, and onto circle. And play with the bend.
Good. That's it. Inside leg.
Good. And bringing around. That's it. Following the bit. So as much as you're asking me inside rein, you're putting a little bit of outside leg on to make the shoulder turn. Good. Rounder. Good. Forward again. Straight away, you've got to be black and white. The moment that she comes up, it's not allowed. Round her again. Yes. Yeah. Then in a minute, to transition to walking up against top. Round, and come down, and up, trot, go. Up.
So you see here how reluctant she is for quick, sharp transitions, even from, walk to trot. She's happy to make the transition, but not when you want it, in her own time. Even the downwards transition to walk is very much like, oh, I can come back to walk, but I'm not going to stay in a consistent contact for you. So this was the very, very end of the lesson, and we thought, well, she's worked well, let's just work on getting her just to react a little bit quicker. We've got the consistency that we wanted on a more general basis with her. So we just went to just walk trot transitions, just because it was the end of the session. You can see she's working lovely, but then she takes the contact off me there because she doesn't want to come to a downward transition in the walk and keep the bend or keep the contact, so she snatches the contact out of your hand, so that it's her way, not your way.
One more time. Transition to walk, hold it. As you come down,
See,
hold it,
again,
take
she
the
snatches the
foot
contact out of
the
you,
right leg.
tries to go
Walk on.
backwards. And thing is with her, when she starts to walk backwards, that when she'll threaten to rear. And she doesn't just rear, she rears vertical and goes over backwards, and that's how we ended up in hospital. So
Coming down a little bit, more feel on it.
you've got to be very, very careful with how much,
Yes, well done.
you try and get the bend back with her, because if she's unhappy, she'll just start napping and she just goes off vertical, and it's not safe for anybody. So it's very much picking your movement with her of, you've done enough.
Yeah.
A couple of transitions, and we got it in the end, and I was really pleased with her. So just here, we're just having a nice little walk off, and this was the end of the session. So I was really pleased with her.
Yeah, me too.
She's come a long way. It's a big environment here, and she worked lovely. She produced some absolutely lovely moments, and at this point of the week I was confident going into dressage in the following week, but unfortunately, as you'll see in the lesson that came on Friday, it was a completely different lesson. She wasn't willing to give me anything.
Yeah.
Because one day, what if we go to dressage, you'll show
And
you
it,
what
yeah,
happens.
and it's wet and horrible, yeah.
Oh, you're not a baby no more.
She's just in shock, she said. So much better.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
You don't want to go home?
So I like it here.
Come on, in you go.
Slowly.
She will.
I like it here, I want to stay.
Good girl.
She was such a good girl. Oh, you're so picked on. Yeah. Come on, darling. Yay. Still pissing down. He doesn't love a lesson in the rain. Ooh. Shake.
So we are home. Let's ignore the state of me. I am drenched right through everything. I'm just parked on my dad's drive. I've just run in to get the baby. It's 7 o'clock, so straight home, bed for her, some form of tea for me and Aaron, and then bed. It's been a long day. She was fab today. It was a whole like mind-blowing situation for her, obviously with her only being so young and a baby, but oh my god, that place is just incredible. She eventually settled and gave me the most amazing ride, so we're hoping that Tina can get us back there for Friday and have another lesson there, which would be amazing, because by the end of the session she was going fab, going really well, and then it would just give us such a good confidence boost and such a good run up to going to Kelsall dressage. We're hoping to go on the Thursday night, even if we just do an intro or just a prelim, just one class, get it in the indoor, because it's a big indoor with literally in your face boards. Hopefully get her seeing that, work it in so she's already seen it, and then we're going to go again on the Saturday, and do 2 classes, an intro and a prelim, so again she can use the intro as a warm-up class and get in there and see how she goes. So I'm waiting for Tina to let me know, but this could be the end of the vlog. You could see us do a run through of the test, a test. If we go on Friday, that's the plan, to do a run through of a test when she's settled into the arena. If not, then I will quickly do a little outro and say goodbye to you all. But hopefully we get in on Friday, give it another confident ride, and I'm just so excited. She's like finally becoming that little horse that I've dreamt of, and I've produced her from scratch, and it's just the best feeling. So hopefully once we've been out to these little couple of dressage events, we can get her out to a little clear round and finally get her jumping, which would be so exciting. So I'm really happy, and now going home for tea and bed, because I am shattered after a day in work and a brutal lesson, one tired egg. But yeah, thank you for watching. This might not be the end, might be the end, we'll see. If there's more clips, it's not the end. So yeah, So Tina has managed to get us back into that lovely yard for a lesson this afternoon. So we're hoping this time around we can get her settled into the arena a lot quicker and actually run through some dressage tests ready for next week. On Monday we didn't quite manage to do that because she was just mind blown by the big, it's a 20 by 60 dressage setup there, with big mirrors, bigger than our mirrors. So she was just mind blown, like, what is this? The girl whose yard it is actually has like a big lake going through it. She's got statues, there's all kinds, there's so much for it to take in, and for such a young horse who's only been back since March, it was mind blowing for her. So, oh, the car's beeping. So yeah, this time around we're hoping we can get her settled into the arena a lot quicker. We can run through some tests for Thursday and Saturday, so hopefully we know what we're doing a bit more. So I'm not going to bore you all with all the footage of the flat work lesson because you've just watched loads of that. So hopefully all you're going to see now is possibly an intro test and possibly a prelim test. We are going to run through one of each because Thursday I'm doing an intro and a prelim, and then back to Kelsall again on Saturday to do another intro and a prelim. So we're going to hopefully run through Thursday's tests or Saturday, doesn't really matter because I can have a read at either. So, but I would like to kind of know what I'm doing, so hopefully you will just see some test riding and then we will be done. So we missed the turn down centre line at A, but unfortunately we had to come down at a walk because asking her to bend round that top corner to turn down A, she was napping and she wouldn't even walk forward. So we decided to go for a walk rather than a trot and pick up the trot at X halfway down the centre line. This is a 20 by 60 arena, so it's big, not the usual 20 by 40 for dressage, because this lady does like high-end dressage. So at this point I was really pleased with her. We managed to get her back forward. I was thinking, okay, we're going to get through a test, this is fine. The contact wasn't consistent, but that's something just for us to keep working on, providing she's moving forward and she's allowing me to ask for the movements that we need to ask for. That's fine. So I was quite happy with how she came down the centre line. Contact could have been a bit more consistent, but that was because, again, we were asking for a downwards transition and it's not what she wanted to do. She was quite happy to just keep trotting around. Picked up the trot again after a horse length walk and turn left at C. Again, happy with how she did this. She was working lovely. She just tries to snatch the contact out my right hand, and that's why her head just keeps bobbing up every now and again. So that was nice there. She kept the contact, she came around the corner. Lost the shoulder a little bit, but again, she's 4. I don't mind that, providing she's moving forward. It didn't help that the fire at the top end was going, but so it'd be it. The canter transition was supposed to be at A. Didn't happen. She was completely backwards. We picked up the transition. She was just like, I need legs of steel to get her to move forward in the canter. She dropped off the canter at C and we just couldn't pick her back up again. She was just so unbalanced. So I decided to finish the movement, which was a 20-metre circle. It ended up being bigger than 20 metres in trot, just to keep her moving forward, because I really don't want to teach her that it's a battle and, you know, she comes out of the canter and she gets a smack and then she's even more unbalanced and even more unsettled than she was when she dropped out of the canter. So I'm all about keeping things positive for her with her being such a baby. Everything's a learning curve for her. I was really happy with how she changed the rein. I would have liked a bit more stretch from her because I know that she's good at that, but she was a little bit tense by this point. And then I think we pick up trot. Yeah, we pick up trot. The contact was nice. she just drifted off the track there before I asked her for canter, and then we got the wrong leg. Couldn't bring her back, couldn't get my leg on her to ask her to bend round the corner, even to come back to trot. And then this is where it was game over. She was like, I am not trotting up there, Mum. I'm not moving forward. And it's a battle that is exhausting. When she's a bit like this, she comes out opinionated and argumentative. So got her back trotting, and Tina said, okay, let's try that again. Pick up the circle again, and we'll try for the canter. I was supposed to ask her across the centre line on the circle, which obviously doesn't help for a baby because they've not got the support of a wall. And she was just, no, we're not going. I'm so unhappy. So we decided to call it a day. We're trying to test ride and just go back to keeping her settled, relax her again, and just work on getting the consistency and getting it forwards, because in comparison to Monday's lesson, I was like, she worked lovely. She was in a new arena on Monday and worked a lot nicer for me than she did on the Friday. So we just went back to the walk here, tried to relax her, keeping the contact, and then we pick up the trot and just get her moving forwards again. So I was really happy with how she worked. I can't understand why she's gone back to this issue of being backwards and not wanting to canter forward, because she hasn't got an issue with the canter. You know, she's ridden 3-4 times a week, and she's long lined or lunged, so she's worked 5 days a week, and that includes walk, trot, canter regardless of what she's doing. And she can strike off on the right canter lead 90% of the time. Today she's chosen that 10% of not doing it is here in this lesson. So yeah, we just went back to the basics. There was no point arguing with her. Picked up the canter transition, lovely. So we can't understand why she can't do it when riding a test. It's like there's just too much going on. So she is still not very forward, but providing she actually takes the transition, I'm happy with that. She's just drifting to the right, which makes it even harder to keep it moving forward, because you've got to try and correct the drifting as well as keeping the leg on to get her moving to there. Unbalanced. I asked her again for the canter because she rushed off. She got the wrong leg. And then she just struggled there to go, oh, well, I've got the right leg, but I don't want to. She's just being argumentative and just being opinionated. So then this was just a battle of wrong leg, wrong leg, unbalanced. And I was getting to the point where I really didn't want to have the battle with her, and I just wanted to give up. And I'm sure at some point in this video you probably actually heard me shout at Tina, I give up and I'm not doing it. So we're home. As you will have probably heard from the voiceover of the couple of little clips that I put in from today's lesson, she was just a stroppy little mare. There was battles, there was arguments. We didn't get through a dressage test like I wanted to. I felt like I was back riding that freshly back 4-year-old that didn't have a clue. The napping, the not really wanting to go forward, and she was just picking every single battle that she possibly could today. So tomorrow's a new day. I have no idea how competing next week will go, but that is the joys, the highs and the lows of having a 4-year-old. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's all pretty all the time, because it's not, and today was definitely one of them moments. And it was mad because she went there on Monday to the same place, was wired, mind blown at the arena. Today didn't care, yet went better on Monday than she did today. She was just tense across her back, tense across her neck, everything. There was no bending at one point, no flex, just nothing. So I will put the dressage test, the attempt of what we got out of it. We didn't even get halfway through it, and I called it a day and just decided to just work in the trot and just get it to soften and relax, and then we called it a day because I wasn't prepared to have a battle with her. That's for another day. So thank you for watching the highs and lows of having baby horses, and I hope you enjoyed it. The next vlog will be the very eventful, I can imagine, Bambi's first competition, and I'm still in 2 minds whether to withdraw, but I feel like I should just go, get it over with. She plays up, she's a baby, she's got all this to learn. So hopefully the next vlog you'll see will be out in a few weeks. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.